Hello everyone and welcome back to another $5 EDH Commander Magic the Gathering Online deck list. Did I say $5? I think I did. Actually, this list is a bit cheaper than $5, to be quite honest. This list is only $4.38. So that's insane, and that is according to the MTGOtraders.com website and their trading values, or their trading rates. So you can find it cheaper, but I would suggest using that because it's easier to get all the cards for at the same time, so you get the right price out of the trade. Anyway, it's been a while since I did one of these, and I'm back doing one of these now. And this is a $5 deck, so it's quite easy to get. As soon as you get Magic the Gathering online, it costs $5. You actually get 5 tickets or tournament tickets that are valued to $5, and those tickets you can use to trade with bots. So immediately, as soon as you get the game, you could get this deck, and since this deck is actually quite cheap, you have another almost about 60 cents to use, which is quite a lot because a few of these, plenty of good cards, only 1-2 cents each. So you can even change up a few cards in this deck if you want and get a few more better cards, I guess. But the list is fun and fine, I think, for what it is right now. So let's talk about it. We're using Edric, the Spymaster of Trest, I guess that's how you pronounce that, in this very aggressive kind of weenie deck. So the whole idea is basically to use our Trest's ability, or Edric's ability, which is whenever a creature deals combat damage to another, or to one of your opponents, its controller may draw a card. So if it's a one-on-one game, as soon as you attack your opponent, you draw cards, or if it's a multiplayer game, when your opponents attack each other, they draw cards. So that gives them a reason to not attack you, even though they probably will if you have 10, 15 creatures out attacking. The chances of that happening is probably low, since there's a lot of board wipes and such in EDH. It depends on which decks you're facing, of course. So the idea is to use plenty of sheep creatures. Most of them have fly. I mean, we're even using such a card as Scryb Sprites. Who would believe that this would ever see play anywhere? But it actually works here because it's only 1 mana and it's a flying creature. So playing this early and with another, with more flyers, if you play 1 flyer first turn for 1 mana, 2 flyers second turn for 2 mana, and then third turn play Edric, you draw 3 cards that turn, and that's pretty good. So yes, that's basically the idea. Attack with plenty of small creatures, draw more resources, and just continue doing that until you beat them down, slowly but surely. So something this list does a bit differently compared to many others. One card that I know that you can actually replace right away if you want to is Talrand, because we don't have a lot of spells, but it gives you those extra flyers now and then just for 1 spell. It's fine. It gives more value than you might think. Something that most decks don't play is Laboratory Maniac. And the reason we play that is we're drawing a lot of cards, and sometimes it will happen that you might deck out if you draw, more cards than necessary. We kind of always want to draw cards. So this is a second win condition to the damage win condition. And even, it might seem, your opponent can obviously stop this with an instant removal and such, but if that happens, you might have lost anyway, if you're down to so few cards. So you play Maniac, you draw a lot of cards, and hopefully deck out. Another thing you can do, you can actually play Laboratory Maniac and then play Nature's Resurgence, which lets you draw a card for each creature in your graveyard, or actually each player draws a card for each creature in their graveyard. But most players don't play that many, or most decks don't play that many creatures in EDH, but this deck actually plays 37 creatures. Because we always want a good creature start, and we want to fill up the graveyard for this, and this combos well with Maniac, so that's a thing. We also have Shamanic Revelation to draw more cards for each creature on the field and so on. Other than that, in the spell slot, there's mostly counter spells, because we want to protect our creatures as much as possible. You can even switch out Capsize and such for more counter spells if you wish. That's really up to you how you prefer to do it. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, another card that is not used that often is actually Dolmen Gate, which prevents combat damage to your creatures. that's pretty good, because that means you can attack with all creatures. And even if some of them are blocked and would normally die, they won't now. So that's pretty good for you, because it means basically that you can go all out every turn, and as long as they don't have like Naturalize or something to blow it up, it's pretty good for you. Also, Crystal Shard to balance creatures, it's just utility. Skull Clamp is bananas, you can draw plenty of cards with that. That also goes well with Maniac and such. We're also trying out Mishra, Ankh of Mishra, and the reason for that is because we are a deck that works slowly, and I thought this card might actually help a lot with that plan of dealing that tiny damage over and over again. You could even play the Curse card. I don't remember what the artifact's called. It's a curse that you can give your opponent. It's an artifact for 2, I believe, and it deals 2 damage to you every turn, and you can sacrifice one of your creatures to give it to an opponent. And in this deck, obviously that would work, because you have so many creatures. We're also, of course, playing Beastmaster's Ascension, because it's just bananas. Bow is something that is not often used, but I thought it would be interesting to try out. It fills up your deck again, you can gain life, you can deal damage, you can buff your creatures. Pretty nice. Repository is something that I did not pick myself. I just saw another list that used this, and it looked kind of interesting. Obviously, we have plenty of creatures, and using this seems to be pretty good, actually, with this deck. We got... Is there anything else here that is... I'm just trying to figure out something that seems special to this deck. I think I went through the cards that are unique to this deck. And also, don't worry about the cards down below here on the side. It's just more lands. So on. We also have Kessig Cagebreakers, which is bananas with the amount of creatures we have. If you want to see this deck list, the deck list is actually down below in the information. You can just copy that, go on to Magic the Gathering Online, put up a list. I would suggest using mtgotraders.com to see which version is the cheapest. The versions you see here are not necessarily the cheapest. I've just added the cards into the list so that I could work from that to see the prices and so on. But yeah, this deck is actually $438, and I think it might be fun. I have played Edric with Elves and done it that way, like being very aggressive and drawing a lot of cards, and that works pretty well. And I think this would work well as well. You usually don't play as many counterspells in the Elf list, so you usually don't defend your board as much, but yeah, I think this might actually work. I've done a few lists in the past. It's not so good. The Alesha list is probably the worst one I had after trying it and testing it. But it's because that deck needs a lot of combos. This deck doesn't really need that in the same way. It just draws cards and has a lot of resources. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this deck, and if you want to see a video of me trying out this deck, please let me know in the comments, because then I could show you what it is and how it works and so on, if you don't want to go on there and get it yourself. Also, don't forget that there's more lists. I will link them somewhere here so that you can see the whole playlist with different decks that I have. And thank you for watching. This is... it was a long time ago since I did my last one, and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm finally back doing more of these. And I hope you enjoy them. I hope you try one of them out if you want to play EDH online. And it's the best one is probably the 5-color Reanimator that I did. It's also in the playlist. It's probably the first deck. And I think that is the best one I've uploaded. Or the Selvala deck's also pretty good. The Animator is better though. Anyway, I'm NerdGoProbe. Thank you for watching and listening to me rambling about a deck that you might never try, but it's good. I believe in this deck, I really do. It's not that different from the other lists that I've seen. I play a lot more creatures, and I play Maniac, and I do a few things differently compared to most lists. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and good luck if you try it out. And thanks for watching. See you next week with another $5 deck. Bye bye.